a little while since I got a video out. It's been pretty crazy out here on the farm. So right now I'm standing in the kitchen of the farmhouse I've been remodeling. There's no floor because it was pretty bad. We put some I-beams in, and once we got the I-beams in, I started ripping off the floorboards, realized how bad the joists were. So I actually bought a bunch of new joists to replace these ones with. But I was working on this. My grandfather, who owned the farm, had passed away, and then the same month we got married. So it's been a pretty crazy summer. So I've been married for about, it's been 1 week now. I got married last Saturday. I'll throw a little clip of kind of the area where we got married. I didn't get anything of the actual ceremony, but because of coronavirus, we ended up canceling our wedding venue and turning the farm into a new wedding venue. And I'm actually kind of more happy with the way it turned out here on the farm than I would have been at the professional wedding venue. So I'll throw a little clip in or a picture or something and show you guys kind of that day. And then I did end up getting the basement done. I'll show you guys that real quick. And also upstairs I got the master ceiling, the master bedroom ceiling vaulted. So you'll be able to see that. So I'll get you kind of caught up a little bit. I haven't been able to do nearly as much in here as I wanted to. Just because between coronavirus making things impossible to get a hold of and people to get a hold of, the wedding, funeral, it's summer, so you're out cutting grass, you're cutting trees that are getting knocked over in windstorms and stuff. Do have another big update that's Sawmill related. I got myself a new chainsaw, so I got a 661 from Still now instead of my little farm boss. So I went from a 20-inch bar to a 32-inch bar and like doubled my power. So I might have to do a video with that saw being used, but I haven't really had that much time to do any of the sawmill stuff. It's been 90 degrees every day and miserable. I've also been coyote hunting, so we've gotten pretty big into coyote hunting this summer. I go out 4 or 5 nights a week. We go out from about 9 o'clock until 2, 3 in the morning. So I've been trying to not wear myself out completely during the day so that I have all night to get some coyotes. So I'll walk you through the house real quick. Okay, so here is the kitchen. You can see straight down into the basement. This basement floor I did not touch. They already did the concrete down there. It's really thin, and they did it in like 3 separate pours. We have an I-beam right there with a piece of wood on top so that I can nail my floor joists into it and keep them where I want them. They had a railroad track from the mine carts when this used to be a mine, and then we've got another 10-inch I-beam over there. But some of these floor joists you can see, like this one here, that one's all patched together and it's still pretty loose. This one here, patched together, big gap. This one here it bowed so much that it actually fell out of the pot. Well, actually no, it's rotten. So that's where it's supposed to be. It rotted the whole way back to here. That one here, it was so short from bowing for 100 years. Actually, here you can see this one did the same thing. This is supposed to be in here, but it bowed so bad that it's not doing anything. So I'm just gonna rip those out and replace those. Nothing new in there yet, but upstairs you can see it's a lot lot more open feeling. You can see where the old ceiling used to be. I actually had an engineer in here, and he told me exactly what to do with the new scissor rafters. Instead of, because when you have ceiling joists that run horizontally from wall to wall, it helps pull your wall together so that whenever you have a load on the roof, the rafters push outward. The ceiling joists hold the wall from being pushed. So by doing these the way I have, it actually prevents that. And the flat spot, the dark wood, I reused it. Those were the old floor joists or ceiling joists. I reused those just because I wanted a flat spot to put a fan, and I kind of like the way whenever it's finished how it looks instead of going up into a straight point like this last one does right now. But if I'm nailing off all of those on both sides, nailing my rafters, my new rafters to those, so they're connected in like 3 points. So it's going to be really rigid. Let's see if I can get back a little bit further. There. Oh. So that's the shape of the master now. I guess you gotta figure out what to do with the chimney because it's off-centered, and that drives me nuts. That side is smaller than that side. My OCD does not allow me to leave it that way. Over here, I am going to tear down this chimney since we won't be using it anymore. I'll tear it down at least to here. I might leave it in the kitchen just so it looks nice in there if I can refinish it or make it look pretty. But I did have a designer come out, and we figured out where the walls are getting moved. This wall here is actually leaving, and then there's going to be a wall from right here straight across, and then a wall right here to separate, so that'll be a bedroom, that'll be a bedroom, and then a wall from here to here, and this will be a bathroom, laundry room area. And then we're going to turn this regular bathroom into a master bathroom, but I'm not going to get into too much detail until I get a little further with that. Alright, so this is the basement. This is the side that I dug out, about 30 tons of dirt by hand in a 5-gallon bucket. Thanks to help with some friends and family. We got a nice beam in here. It's a 10-inch I-beam. You can see I have concrete on the floor now instead of dirt. I can stand up and actually have to reach for the ceiling now instead of crouching over. I've got a floor drain here, sump pump in the corner, and for this wall here, there's actually I-beams that are cemented down into the ground, and they run up, and you probably can't see, but there's some hardware holding them so that it keeps that wall from pushing. The gray that's wrapped around everything is part of a waterproofing system that prevents the water from shooting through the fieldstone. Where the white itself is waterproofing, but that's all concrete and rebar to help support the wall. And inside of that we have basically an interior French drain. So any water that gets kind of above the water table where the sump pump is gets pumped out. If it gets past the sump pump, it comes up and it hits the French drain, and then it goes up the drain into the field. And if for some reason it starts penetrating the walls, it hits the waterproofing, goes down to the French drain, leaves. And if it makes it inside, there's a drain to get rid of it. So way more impressive than my dirty, muddy basement. But I'll show you these brackets real quick. So these are the brackets holding on. I just have a temporary extension cord for the sump pump. But those are the brackets holding the I-beams. So for that wall to push, it's got to push the whole house over. and then, hi Willow. We're going to redo the stairs. We're actually going to bump them back some. Like, we're going to bump the whole set of stairs that way just a little bit. And here is the old side. This will be the brightest view I'll ever get of the side of the basement. But you can see the old field stone, so when it rains it can shoot right through that rock. I do have to figure out how to get these out of here. They are 2 inches taller than the hole downstairs, so I'm thinking I'm going to have to rip out some of these floor joists like I plan on doing anyway and try to get them straight up. And that's the old well system that we no longer use. And there's a good example of water shooting through the rocks. But while I'm down here, I'll also show you, here's my beam. Instead of a rim joist like normal homes, you can still see the bark left on my beam. Alright, so that's the update on where I'm at with the house. The basement's done. I have the kitchen ripped up. I'm going to actually have a guy come help me. We're going to rip out the floor joist, put new stuff in, redo the basement stairs, and then after that I think I'm going to rip off I'd like to get my LVLs in, so I'm going to rip out the walls, put my LVLs up to get them out of the weather, and then I'd like to rip off the porch, jackhammer it, re-pour it, put my timber frame porch up and side the house for the summer, and then I can move to the inside and work on framing and inside stuff while it's crappy, cool, snowy out. So that's the plan. Just figured I'd get you guys an update video because I've been getting some questions. Yes, I'm still alive. Yes, I'm still working. I'm just kind of almost hoping for another quarantine because with work, coyote hunting, working on this, keeping up with the farm, and keeping up with the relationship, it's very hard to also do videos of those things. So quarantine makes it nice because it gives you that little bit of that extra 8 hours a day of no job, and I can get stuff done. So I'm sadly kind of actually wanting another quarantine. But I'm just rambling on. As I talk to you though, I do see some bees in my window that need sprayed. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and get this video edited and posted for you. I do have another video that I need edited. I just have not had time to get on the computer. So I'm going to go ahead and spray those, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm going to try to get some videos back out. It's just been super crazy. So I just wanted to sound like an idiot on camera for a little bit more.